Hello everyone. So today we are going to be discussing the cell and its contents. And so let's just jump in. So here we have a cuboidal shaped cell. There are three main components to the cell. First, we're going to start with the cell membrane, which is represented by the twine. Cell membranes help to give the cell its shape. And then just inside the cell membrane, we have the cytoskeleton, which gives it its structure. And then the third part is the cytoplasm, which is everything on the inside of the cell. So the cytoplasm can be broken down into two different parts. One is the organelles, which we're going to go over in depth. And then two is the cytosol, which is also known as ICF. That's just the fluid that is inside the cell that the organelles sort of float and move through. So let's start with the nucleus. That's the structure right here. The nucleus is considered the control center of the cell. It contains DNA. It's usually large and in the center of the cell. And it's surrounded by the nuclear envelope. At the center of the nucleus is the nucleolus, which is the blue part. The nucleolus produces ribosomes, which we will get to in a second as well. Okay, so moving on, we have the endoplasmic reticulum, or ER, and there's two different types of ER. There is the rough and the smooth. The rough is actually continuous with the nuclear envelope, which again surrounds the nucleus, and then the smooth is continuous with the rough. So they're all sort of connected to each other. The rough has the ribosomes and the smooth does not. The rough ER that has the ribosomes produces peptides and proteins. And then the smooth helps detoxify the cytoplasm. Okay, so moving on, we'll talk a little bit more about the ribosomes, which again are the little balls connected to the rough ER. Like I said, they're produced in the nucleolus. They read genetic material and produce the peptides and proteins. Okay, so we're going to switch gears here. We're going to go over to the Golgi complex. These small, flat stacks of cisternae. They finish off the peptide and protein synthesis, and they can even sometimes provide synthesis possibilities for carbohydrates. Finished proteins are packaged in the Golgi vesicles and transported in the cytoplasm. Okay, so then moving on to the little blue ones right here. Okay, those are lysosomes, or represent lysosomes. They are specialized types of Golgi vesicle. They help to break down organelles and particles while traveling through the cell. And white blood cells actually use lysosomes to break down bacteria. Okay, then moving on to the little orange ones. Those are the perioxysomes. They resemble lysosomes, but are produced by the endoplasmic reticulum. They help to detoxify the cytosol, and they actually produce hydrogen peroxide, which helps break down unwanted particles. All right, so we're getting there. Moving on to the mitochondria. These guys are oval in shape. The little black lines represent the internal folds, which are called cristae. These guys synthesize ATP from sugars, fats, and proteins, and they are considered the powerhouse of the cell. Then, coming over here, we have the centrioles. Okay, last little organelle that we'll go over. They're formed in pairs, and they are cylindrical assembly of microtubules. And these guys are responsible for helping the division process, making sure that the cells are dividing properly. So there you have it, my cuboidal shell and all of its organelles. Thank you.